Digimon World 1 is probably my most hated game of all time that I love. Why? Well, that's pretty hard to explain. It's a Digimon game, so you wouldn't think it would be anything special, right? Even those who experienced it in the late 90s still don't understand what to do. It gained a reputation of being one of the most confusing games to play. Don't worry, I'm here to help. I will be the gasoline to stop this fire. And once my video series is done, even you can beat the Dark Souls of the collectible monster games. Now, I only played Dark Souls like one time and sucked in the first boss, but that's just even more proof that if I could do it, you could do it too. So welcome to How to Play Digimon World. Before I start this video, I want to add a trigger warning. I will be talking a bit about Pokemon during the series. Not every video, mostly things I feel that are relevant. Tell us a bit about yourself. Do you have a Digivice? No. Do you have any friends? Okay, this is starting to get too personal here. What's your name? S... Where the f*** are the S at? Okay. Oh, f***. God damn it. Oh, no. God, where do we go? Where is the A? Okay. The first challenge of Digimon World is not misspelling your name. Aster, right? What's your Digimon's name? Back in the day, Pokemon and Digimon were huge competitors. The basic belief was that Pokemon had the better games, while the anime was not that good, where Digimon had the better anime and the worst games. Now, that might be disagreeable, and that might have changed now. And rewatching the anime, let's just say the animation was less than stellar. But the anime had a really good story. It has scenes such as war, divorce, adoption, and incest? Wait, what the f-
The best way to experience this movie would be, if you have to watch it, turn it on TV at home when it comes out on DVD and turn the sound completely off.
Or if you're on an airplane and you need to occupy your kid, let him watch it on an iPad or whatever.
That'll make this a lot more
That's
interesting.
how I had to watch incest porn.
What?
You have to turn the sound down. Then it's just porn.
I'm so confused. Okay.
We're talking about the kids' movie, and you bring up
Right.
incest porn.
Okay, that's just a 4chan rumor. I hope. The point I'm saying is that the anime was really popular, and many people thought the games would reflect the anime, but they did not one bit. And people generally saw that Digimon could play closer to the RPG style of the Pokemon games, right? Well, no. It's definitely a very different beast than what people were used to. It's not based on the same rules of the Digimon anime either. Even though I imagine that's what everyone had in mind. Digimon World came out before the anime was released in Japan, and at the time, the Digimon franchise was closer to Tamagotchi than Pokemon. The Tamagotchi fad sort of died down in the West. Everyone got sick of the annoying beeping, so the genre of the game itself was a huge surprise, which means that you had to take everything you knew about Digimon and throw it out the window. Digimon World is an actual virtual pet game, where in Pokemon, it's all just combat. But that's only part of the reason why the game is confusing. I mean, even Monster Rancher, which was also different from its source material, does not have the same stigma, even for the few that played it. Your main character name is Mamio, who looks like he has no teeth and has an out-of-clip wrist. He is reused again in the Digimon card game. He is tasked by Digimon, a Digimon who surprisingly never shows up in the main anime, to bring back all the Digimon back to File City, due to a glitch that made everyone leave and lose their memory. I chose Gabumon because I'm edgy and cool and I have no friends and I'm in my late 20s. They are all the mainline Digimon. You could tell because every enemy in the game is some sort of ray color of another Digimon, or some evil looking virus type. They just take a Digimon, slap a different color on them, and call it something totally different. Yes, he speaks English. Well, I don't know about that if you pay attention to the dialogue, I mean... And it being a virtual pet means you have to take care of it by feeding it, thanks to a farm that grows meat in the File City.
Insert vegan joke here.
Which can be a bit of a struggle in the beginning of the game, because it's pretty easy to waste it all. You can find mushrooms at the start of the game to remedy this. You don't have to be perfect, it's just one of those things that you should do. Probably one of the most important aspects of this game includes training your Digimon in the gym. There are 6 main attributes that you must train. HP, obviously to raise your HP, pretty self-explanatory. MP raises how much you're able to use attacks. And shoot. One crappy part of this game is that your Digimon, well, craps. It's usually for the best to make sure your Digimon goes to the toilet. If you let it crap on the floor, you can ruin your progress. And if you do it too much, you can get a literal Digimon. There are bathrooms spread around the entire areas. But later on, you get to buy the portable potty item. But you won't get it for a while because this game hates you. Now, speed, in my opinion, is one of the more important attributes. It's the one that determines how well your Digimon will perform during battle. Because if you don't do it, your Digimon will Oh, shut up. You see what I mean when I said you could lose it all easily? Attack and defense is pretty self-explanatory. Now, brains allows you to get more commands, though in my opinion it's not really worth the trouble. And of course, oh crap, I have to do this boss battle. Alright, let's get this out of the way first. Ha! Now, the fighting system's a bit of a mixed bag. Digimon World is about letting your Digimon fight the battles for you, with the stats based on how well you train them. And your main role is to essentially function as a healer. I'm essentially yelling, do what you want. Anyways, back to the brain thing. To most people playing the game, brain sounds pretty useful, right? Well, it's true. Once you get 100 brains, you get the attack icon in your menu. Brain's primary function is to give you more commands, and that's it. Nothing more or less. The other commands, in my opinion and experience, aren't really worth it. Now, speed, on the other hand, improves your Digimon's alertness in the battle, which is usually pretty overlooked by a lot of the people playing the game. Now, it doesn't seem to be a bit of an issue now. I mean, look at Z's freaking killing it. But it will come into play later on. Oh yeah, the floppies are the healing items in the game. But yeah, the point here that brains are overrated. Oh crap. There's always something to this game. Anyways, another really annoying aspect, one of many, your Digimon will get tired as they exercise and fight for too long, which means you have to rest. And there's a lot of consequences if you don't remedy this quickly. For now, you can rest by talking to the Kunemon. You get 1 hour of rest in order to lower it. Sometimes you might have to do 2. Oh yeah, you also have to sleep. Which can fully heal your Digimon unless you save your game. And of course, time is different in the Digimon World. 1 hour in the Digimon World is 1 minute in the real world. And, aw man, they crap out of those sleeping. Did I miss anything? Oh yeah, the discipline gauge. Your Digimon has a happiness gauge and a discipline gauge. It doesn't really matter much, but sometimes when you hand it an item, the Digimon will refuse. So you have to scold it. It's not that big of a deal, and it really happens when you have low discipline. If your Digimon gets too mad, you can lose your stats, so don't be a prick. So yeah, that's the basics. It's a lot to take in. A lot of this stuff is said in the game manual and the game itself, but a lot of this stuff comes from experience. There's eating, crapping, sleeping, so much for escapism. Native Forest is the first area you explore in, and it's pretty small. Most of the stuff you see is blocked off for the later part of the game. The only thing that's noteworthy are the bosses beyond the forest. And for now, we're going to get some of the easier Digimon to get rid of first. Palmon and Kunemon. Or Kunemon. Or Kunemon.
Kunemon.
Kunemon. So we'll venture down to the native forest, and then you'll find Palmon. I'm a flower.
Nothing to see here, I guess. Oh wow, that's a good way to start off a battle. Now you can get status ailments, like getting stunned or poisoned, which can be remedied by various, which is hard to get because, like I said, game hates you. So Palmon's pretty easy for the most part, and did I just die? Yeah, so unlike Agumon, a lot of these bosses aren't exactly pushovers. And no, it doesn't get any better. Palmon and Kunemon aren't the worst. Unlike Pokemon, you actually have to put effort to make your Digimon strong, and that's hard and I don't like it. Once you defeat a boss, most of them will join the city. For instance, the Agumon we just fought runs the item bank. This open space may be lame now, but it will improve over time. But getting there is pretty difficult. A lot of the stuff I just said took everyone off guard, and it kinda makes you appreciate how simplistic and straightforward the Pokemon games were. Ironically, the later Digimon World games was more closer to what people in the West thought the first Digimon World one would be. So, what is Digimon World really about? Well, the real enemy of Digimon World isn't the Digimon you fight, or the metal Greymon on the cover, but instead, it's time itself. But it's not just time, but the biological limitations of your Digimon too. The tiredness after exercising too much, the hunger, the defecation, the passage of time day by day as your Digimon's lifespan slowly dwindles. To navigate the precise measures to make sure your Digimon is strong enough to make it through the game. It's a never-ending conflict of mind and body, all done to improve the soul. It's a never-ending conflict of humanity and the environment they're in. Sure, you're saving Final City, but Digimon World is what you're really here to conquer. So what I do recommend is exercising 7 times a day, taking a rest 2 to 3 times, and maybe continue until you sleep. However, you can get away more if you're exercising brains. I should also note that if your Digimon's a rookie, you have to watch out when your attributes hit the 100 or 1000 mark, because those determine what your Digimon will evolve into. How would you know? I don't know, look up a guide or something. So yeah, the Palmon fight sucked, but if you adventure further to the other side, you'll find the Kunemon's bed. Give it a mushroom, don't give it a piece of meat, and you should be able to fight him. My advice is don't die. But I grinded a little more, so I should be okay. I am yelling and hope that they'll break out. As the battle progresses, you slowly get the ability to use a finisher, which is usually pretty powerful, but you have to do it at the right time, so your enemy doesn't attack you and interrupt it, and then you mash the R1 and L1 buttons to charge it up to make it more powerful. I didn't know this until recently. So yeah, it's pretty helpful to use in battle. Wait a minute, that's illegal. God, why won't you die? Go further down. If you come here during the... Damn, that's a lot of mushrooms. If you come here during the midday, you get to meet Silamon, and he'll take you to the tropical jungle. Now, I'll tell you to forget about the anime of Digimon, but a lot of the places in the anime are based on the locations of the game. Apparently, the first episode of the anime is supposed to take place in this jungle. And it has most of the locations of the anime too. Though I don't think the baby village is here. So go up here and you'll find a Betamon. No fight, you just talk to him. Fantastic! Now you go back to the pond again to have Silamon join the city. So, Betamon and Silamon... Oh my god, he looks like he's dying. He looks like a fish gasping for air. Well, that's haunting. Betamon and Silamon both start a small shop. They sell meat, recovery items, and autopilots. The latter being very useful. Alright, let's do this one more time. Oh, pfft, after all that. Oh my god, about time. Oh yeah, the chips can increase your stats or something, I don't know. Ah, it's night. Once Palmon joined the city, she improved the meat farm, so it is recommended you get her first. So, that are some of the basics of the game, but I guarantee you that scenes will get a little more simple the more you understand. Okay, maybe simple is the wrong word when dealing with this game, but hey, we got the easy stuff out of the way, and we get to fully explore the Digimon world. And look, I even have this happy mushroom I found. Oh,